Hello, welcome back to Nollywood Hardcore. I am still your host, Ima Labista, and still here in the studio is my guest, my special guest for today, Mr. Benedict Johnson. We are just beginning with the story of your life, and it was getting really, really interesting. Just that we had to go on this short break, and now we're back. So now that we're back, I'm going to ask you this question. Some of my questions are actually prompted by the fact that I know some of these stories. So I choose some of these questions based on some of the things that I know. So my next question is this: there was a time that you took a break. There was a time you took a break from Nollywood. You stopped acting. You stayed away from Nollywood, and then later you came back. What happened? What was the challenge that made you leave Nollywood that time? Was it like you got fed up, or what was it? Tell us. I'm sure the viewers would like to hear.
Well, to be honest with you, I got frustrated. I went from one audition to another, one audition to another. You know, when your family had so much hope on you, after your studies, you came to Lagos, they expected you to get a job, work, and support the family. And then you like saying that you're an actor, you want to be an actor, and they've been watching over you for many years. Starting from 1996, if I'm correct, till like 2000, year 2000, nothing happened. I was only able to do 2 wakapas.
So you're saying that you got into Nollywood in 1996?
Yes, I think around 1996.
Okay.
Yeah. Till 2000, I was only able to do about 2 wakapas.
Those 2 worker passes, were you paid?
I think I was paid. The first one I was paid 2,000 naira.
Okay.
That was the first money I received from Nollywood, 2,000 naira for that worker pass. And the second one, I can't really remember what happened. And that one that I played, that worker pass, we went to that audition with me and the late Ernest Asuzu, was in that. That was where we met. Stella Damasos also came for that audition, and she was lucky to get a sub-lead. I think the name of that movie was Abuse or something. Motala was already a star, so she played the lead girl in that movie. Yeah, so we got they grouped us and gave us some Bakapas role, So over the years, I couldn't get anything from Nollywood. So my kingsmen came to my place in Lagos State where I was living with my brother, with my mom. They said that they want me to stop anything about that Nollywood, that I've been
Wasting your time.
Wasting my time.
More like.
Yeah. That I should come out. I told them, I said, listen, Nollywood is my future. Nollywood is what I want to do. They should allow me to continue. They said, I have been there. You have been there for over 4 to 5 years. Okay, show us one movie
that you have done.
That you have done. If you show us now, let us see. Then we can know where we're starting from. My brother, at that point in time, I had no movie to show them. The only movie that I did before then was just that one that I told you of, that played Walker Parson. Of course, for me to show them that means I have to pause the camera
and show them that that's me right there.
And of course, it was a non-speaking role. So how do you explain that? I just have to withdraw, like they said. And they told my elder brother not to give me. He was the one supporting me. My immediate elder brother, Leo, was the one supporting me with transport. Anytime I want to go for auditions, he would give me, those transports, like 500 naira. Then I would jump Molue bus. I'll jump Molue. When I get to if I get to Sele, you understand,
Yeah.
I'll jump down, then I'll use leg to complete
The journey.
the journey. You understand? And then so it goes on, and then nothing happened. So I had to stop to try to see if I can get something else. And people don't know that there is something that connects me and you. The history between me and La Vista, I want to say it here. After so many years that I left the industry, from that year 2000, I didn't go back again, 2001, 2002, 2003. But anytime I switched on the TV, I'll be seeing those guys that all of us were
Started
working,
together.
Going from one audition
To the other.
I will be seeing people like, La Pista, even Theodore Anyanji, all those people, that were Prince James UCHE, all those guys that were going to auditions together and all that. Then one day, I was going somewhere and I saw La Vista. And we hugged each other and shouted, he said, "Oh boy, where are you now? Where have you been?" I said, "Bro, I do." He said, "Oh boy, how did you leave the industry? Why? Why did you leave industry? I mean, you just disappeared. Nobody saw you again. Nothing. But come back to the game. Oh. Everybody is doing well."
Yes.
He told me about so many of our groups that have started doing well and all that. They are all stars now.
Playing better roles.
Playing better roles. It's no longer those days where they were giving us waka pass and all that.
Yes.
So after meeting La Vista that day, I went home and then I had a rethink. And then I said to myself, I will have to go back to this Nollywood. So I went to my elder brother. I said, "You have to support me. I have to go back to Nollywood." And my brother said, "No way. You remember what the agreement that everybody had, that you should not go back again." I said, "Okay." He said, "Yes." I said, "Okay." So I went and did one manual job and I got like 30,000 naira from that job. I said to myself, this 30,000 naira, I'm going to use it for my transportation.
To be going for auditions.
I would not go to this my brother to ask him for any money again. So I made up my mind. And from that money, I took 500 naira. I went to audition and somebody saw me and said, "Benedict, where have you been?" I said, "Bro, this is me." He said, "Oh boy, come. Good actor like you just disappeared. I should come." So he said, he gave me a script. He said, "Look at this script very well and refresh your memory. Come to our audition tomorrow." That's Let Victor. He died some few years ago.
Which Victor is that?
That's his surname again. I remember his surname.
But he's late now?
Yeah, he's late now. Very good guy. So he gave me that script. So I went home and studied that script, and then I came to audition the next day. And when I came to the audition, the director was Ifeanyi Boyi. He was surprised. He never knew that I had some expo overnight with the script. So any page that he opened when it was my turn, and my turn was with Sylvester Madu.
Okay.
Then Sylvester had already started making face
Yes.
and all that. So any page that he opened, I would just look at the page.
Glance at it.
Just glance at it and
give it to him.
And just give it to him. And they were like, "Let's open another page." They open another page, I'll do the same thing. They open the third page, and the director was like, "Excuse me, my brother, do you have the script before?" I said, "No, sir, I've just seen this script."
You lied.
I lied. So the short story gave me a role in that movie, and from there, that was how I
picked up again.
I picked up again, and then I started getting roles upon roles.
So, which was the movie that put you on the spot? Because I believe that every actor has a particular movie that made them stand out, or that put you on the spotlight, or that made you a star. Which was the particular movie that put you on the spot?
Stolen Bible.
Stolen Bible.
Stolen Bible, I was at Winners. And then Emeka Nwabweze came to me and said that he was in Ghana. and he was watching one movie, Genesis of Love, that I told you before. And then he watched my display there and he said, no, this guy will be the one that will act this movie for me. So he came, the Mekawa Boys, and gave me 3 scripts, back to back. And all was lead character. The first, that Stolen Bible was with Kate Henshaw.
Okay.
The other one was with Chioma Chukwuka, Mike Ezuronye. No, sorry. Yeah, Chioma Chukwuka. Kakas. Yeah. And, Mike Ezuronye and all that. It was also Mike's early beginning.
Yes.
So they gave me that job. We went to Ikorodu village. And when we were shooting that movie, me, Mike Ezuronye, became very close. And we kept saying that Kakas will blow us.
What do you mean by Kakas?
Kakas was the title of the movie.
Oh, okay.
So we kept saying that Kakas will bring us to the limelight.
Both of you were in the 3 movies?
Yeah, no, Mike was in the other one. I was the only person in the 3
involved
movies.
in the 3?
Yeah.
But you believe that it was Kakas that was going to blow
Even
you?
Mike was saying it because, we all stared in that Kakas. It was a very good movie. But guess what? They released Stolen Bible first. And then I went to audition in National Theatre. At the National Theatre. It was this guy, Moses Armstrong. I don't know if you remember him.
Of course.
Moses Armstrong was the first person that called me. He said, Benedict, oh boy, as I was just coming from Surulere, your poster was everywhere. And this was actually the first time I was coming out in the poster. Then what it is
of
for
course.
you to be put
on the streets of Surulere.
You understand? On the streets of Surulere. So he said, I saw your posters everywhere.
And
I
it
said,
is from that movie, Stolen Bible?
Yeah, Stolen Bible. So I had to enter Okada. You understand? Okada took me to Surulere.
Just to go and see your poster.
Go and see if it is true. And when I got there, I saw posters everywhere. I said, dear God, let this one be the one that will blow me up. So what happened was that all of a sudden, I was shooting a movie. I went to on set in Badagry to shoot a movie. Then the next day I heard my name. Auntie Ngozi Ezeonu was shouting my name. Benedict Johnson. Benedict Johnson. I said, Auntie Ngo. He said, Benedict, I don't have time to watch movies. But you see this your Stolen Bible. Whatever made Jesus Christ to jump down from the cross and started chasing Kate Henshaw in that movie.
That was what happened in the movie.
That was the story. That was what blew that movie out of, you understand, proportion.
I think I remember it.
You remember, right?
Yes.
The movie was everywhere. That movie sold like pure water. Even a marketer had to come to me and took me to a mechanic's shop. A mechanic, the bearded guy.
A mechanic.
To say, Benedict, I want you to tell me, what is in this movie, Stolen Bible? I have watched this movie from beginning to the end. I can't really understand this movie, but this movie is selling like pure water. I saw that. Didn't you see my face there? It's a getaway. Yeah. So that was actually the movie that launched me. Stolen Bible. Okay. After Stolen Bible, I started receiving calls from every producer, director, marketer.
They're now lined up behind you.
You
know how it was then. Once
so I started, at a time, I would have like 4, 5 jobs starting the same day, and I'm playing lead in all of them. It was a big stress. So that was what happened. And before I said to myself, oh boy, it looks like you're already a star.
You're a star. That's nice. That's nice. Okay, we're going to look at the screen and let's see one of your old movies.
Okay.
We're going to play back on the screen and let's watch one of your old movies. I'm not sure I know the title of that movie, but maybe if you say it, you'll be able to remember the title.
Okay.
I hate it with passion. You don't say that much. I hate that word.
Wow.
I know you're very angry right now, and you have every right to be angry. But I just want you to look beyond everything you've been through and just see a heart that is full of love. I know this might sound stupid, but precious. I'm in love with you.
What did you say?
I'm in love with you.
I like that.
I don't even know what to say.
You don't have to say anything. Not a word.
So, what will Sandra think of us?
I don't care. I don't care what she thinks. I don't even care what anybody feels. Be busy.
Okay, so do you remember the title of this movie?
That is Angelic Bride.
Angelic Bride.
Angelic Bride, yes. That's the title of that movie. This movie, I remember with Queen Wokoye, UCHE,
Elendo.
and I can't really, and the late Uncle Bruno.
Okay, Bruno Iwaha.
Wow.
Do you remember the year you shot that one?
This movie was in. This should be 2004 or 5.
2004. Do you know you're looking quite chubby in this movie?
Yes.
You were looking quite fresh, unlike Queen. Queen looks like someone that was suffering from malnutrition here. We all know how Nollywood was back then. But for you to be looking this chubby, why are you looking this chubby? Who was feeding you as at this time?
Well, honestly, it was God and happiness at the time.
Okay. And from this movie, it looks like you are a victim of heartbreak.
Yeah, in the story. Yes, I think the story here, if I can remember
Yes.
vividly, my character was in love with a particular girl in the village. A beautiful girl. I was so much in love with her, from a very poor family. My mother and my father tried to put one or two together to send me to school. So I went to school, graduated, and then went for youth service tour in northern states, right? With the hope that the care will be waiting for me by the time I'm back. So after the youth service, it was about time to go look for a job. I came back to the village only for me to see the girl pregnant.
Okay,
She
she's
was-
been married off to
She's
somebody
married off
else.
to someone else. Yes.
Okay.
So I was heartbroken and all that.
And aside her, there's someone else that also gave you another heartbreak there.
Yes, I think that was UCHE Lendo.
Exactly. So that brings me to my next picture here.
Okay.
Please, can I see the next picture? There she is. I know that you and her have a lot of history together. All over the internet. It is there on the internet. You and Uche Landu, I saw a couple of posts on the internet. I think extracts from Instagram and all of that. She calling you names and all of that. And also you replying to some of the names that she called you and all of that. Do you want to share with us, some of the things that transpired between you and this lovely actor?
La Vista, I really do not. I did not expect you to go this far.
This is Nollywood hardcore. I mean, like, the whole essence is for us to share some things, untold stories. You understand? I don't think they are, that much of a secret
I
because
would
they're all
love
over
to-
the
I would love
internet.
to plead with you for us to avoid this story because one is very deep, Secondly, I am not in the right frame of mind to talk about this story because this story has chains. Okay, it has chains and it's very deep. I do not want to go in there.
Are you saying that we should make a movie out of your story with her?
It is a big movie. If we want to make a movie, it should be a very big movie. But I do not want to go deep.
But currently, what is your relationship with her?
Well, my kind of person, I don't hold grudges against anybody. If you know me very well, no matter what you do to me, I will always forgive you. But I might stay away from you. Okay? But I will definitely forgive you as a Christian so that I can be free. Do you understand me? And move on. That's the way I live my life. Anybody that has ever offended me in my life, what I do is forgive them. But if what you did to me was too deep that I can just really take my minds off, I forgive you and then stay away from you.
So, from your statement, it is quite obvious that what she did was quite deep.
Yes. Our stories, that's why I told you, is very deep. UCHE was my in fact, the closest female friend that I have in Nollywood. We shared a lot together. We know a lot, too much
About each other.
All right? And then we had group of friends that we moved together. And then from that group, all of a sudden, I started getting text messages that I never believed. And that was what, came about us going our different ways. And like I said, most of those things are too dirty and too deep for me to talk about as a Christian. So I would love us, you understand, to forget the
Okay, let's look at the next picture. There's another picture I want you to look at. This one.
Yes.
This is Doris Ogala. This is another person that I know that you have another
friendship.
Yes, kind of friendship that's resulted to not being too good kind of friendship. I don't know.
No, we're still good. Doris Ogala is still my friend anytime, any day. You understand. The one thing about Doris, people might see this lady as a crazy girl. I might see her as somebody who fights or who comes out on the social media to fight people. That is one thing.
Is it what they see or what it is?
Who Doris is, truly, he's someone that likes to fight for people. Doris is one person that I know that if you are in trouble, Doris will, if she knows,
you can count on her.
If she knows that you are on your rights,
okay,
Doris can go to the extreme, all right,
okay,
to fight for you. The problem between Doris and UCHE Elendo today is because of me.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
They were best of friends. All right?
Okay.
So that's why I said, let's not go deep. Because when Doris came to me to plead on me reconciling with UCHE, and then I showed her a little of the informations, the things that was forwarded to me. And when she was going through it, she got even madder than me. So she had to go back and confront UCHE. And that was what, came about their enmity today. So Doris is someone that if she knows that you are on your rights, if she knows that you are saying the truth, she will fight for you. She carries people's problem. People's burden is what she is.
What Doris likes to carry.
Doris likes to carry. Though I keep telling her from time to time, I say the way you fight over people's problem is too much so that people don't go one day and hurt you. You
Okay.
understand? Because she carries a lot of problem. What most enemies that she would have had today is because she is fighting
For other
for
people.
other people. Yeah, that's who she is.
Okay. Well, viewers, you guys have heard it from the horse's mouth. Though he chooses not to go deep, but then there are actually some things are better unsaid or better untold, for the health and in mental stability of people, maybe the people involved, and also you, the audience. So we choose not to go too deep into these matters. So, still on the questions, Mr. Benedict. I don't know which movie you have done currently, lately, but I know that there is a project that you are working on currently. Would you like to share with your viewers on your recent project?
Yeah, like I said, I have loads of projects on my table. I have some that I've already shot, which I am working on to release, to go to cinema rather. One I have Beggar's Children, one of my biggest project ever.
Beggar's Children.
Beggar's Children. That movie, Labista, you were part of. You are the co-director with DIRTY.Benedict.
I remember that.
That story, the story of that movie, was written by 4 different writers. First, when I had the idea, it was a true life story. When I decided to put it into movie, I paid 2 different writers, told them the same story. Both of them came with 2 different dimensions. So I decided to call a 3rd writer, paid the 3rd writer to marry the story and give me one form of a story
Okay.
that could make sense. And then the 3rd writer wrote his own again, told his own story differently. And then Tichidi at this point said, Benedict, you may have to pay me
To marry the
these
stories
whole
together.
So I paid DIRTY.Benedict and he made beautiful story from these 3 writers. So it was actually 4 credits that people are going to be seeing. So in that movie, when I started the project, I knew that it was going to be tough for me. First of all, getting Omotola Jalade to be part of this movie was very
A
difficult.
top A-list actor.
Yeah, top A-list actor. Of course, you know the money. Her money is huge.
Yes.
Which I don't want to say here, but it's huge. Getting Omotola was very tough. I had to speak to her managers and all that. Flew to Lagos to go and talk with her personally. And then finally we had an agreement, and then getting Tonto DK to play that role of a beggar was very tough as well. When you look at the movie, I played Omotola differently from what she used to play.
Okay.
She played an area mama with broken English and all that, And then you get to discover that she speaks well, and when it comes to pidgin English, it's not only refined English and all that.
Okay.
Then getting Tonto DK was tough because she, at that point in time, prior to that time, over 11 years, or 10 years, she has never appeared in any movie. So she said she doesn't want to come back to Nollywood. So I went to her with TGD, who pleaded with her and all that to make a comeback through this movie. Then she accepted. And then Iniedo, again, was another tough art to get on the movie. And then before, I used a friend of mine called Bala, to get Iniedo to do the job as well. And then getting Nino, Nino, I am Nino B, was also part of the movie. And then Saidi Balogu, Mona Lisa Chinda,
Angela
Okorie, Doris Ogala.
Star-studded movie.
Star-studded, Gentle Jack, name it. Sunny Danger.
Yes.
There was a lot of stars. Even one, one of the superstars from Sierra Leone,
featured in it
She
too.
featured in it too. Mary UCHE, how many will I name?
You must
We
have
had over
spent
12
huge.
stars, 12 solid stars in that movie. And guess what? I kept all of them at Hilton.
Oh wow!
I had 9 rooms for 16 days
At Hilton
at
Hotel.
Hilton Hotel. You will see your Montala's interview and all that. They were all taking breakfasts from the hotel and all that. And he said, how come you're treating artists like this? I said, because I am an artist.
Because that's the way it should be.
Because that is the way it should be.
Yes.
If I have the opportunity of treating artists better than they treat them in Nollywood, I would do so. I had money to produce the movie, so why should I not treat the artists very well? I did. And we had a private jet. You know, we used private jet in the movie, limousines, beautiful locations, you know, very expensive.
Is the movie out yet?
It's not yet out because we are still working on some ADR
Okay.
of the movie. We decided to go on ADR.
Okay. So to have a clean audio.
Yeah, to have a very clean audio. So we have some of the artists, you know, that have not done theirs, yes, which they will do, and then we'll be ready.
So what are your plans for this movie? What do you intend to do at the end of?
I'm going for cinema and then Netflix.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's worth it because
of course.
the caliber
We're gonna do
of
the
celebrities
publicity
you
of
have
the
there.
movie very large.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to put the movie up everywhere because it's a very strong movie.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I have another one too that I shot, you know, that is not yet out. The Psychopath.
Psychopath.
Psychopath was directed by Nonso Diobi and Labista again.
It looks like I have a part to play in your life.
Yes, in every
always
corner
crossing
you're
your
always
life.
coming. You know, and don't forget, I was the one that also advised you to come down to Abuja. So you play some, I play some too.
That's the whole idea. I mean, that's why we're friends.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a lot of questions that I want to ask you. It's just time factor will not permit us to do all of it. But I would just like to ask you this part for you to just say one or two things about politics, the present governments that we are in, and the little role you played during the campaign in bringing in the president of Nigeria into office. Would you want to, like, say one or two things about this part?
Yes. The campaign for the current president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, was a very difficult one. As a matter of fact, a lot of people thought that I and most of my colleagues who supported Asiwaju, more especially from the southeast, that we collected money to support him. But reverse was the case. As a matter of fact, the first time we went to Lagos State to endorse Asiwaju, after that endorsement, there was a lot of
Backlash.
from everywhere. From everywhere. In fact, there was even a pastor who used us to preach sermon on Sunday and asked all his church members to pray against us to die. Even pray against our children to die.
I remember.
My family didn't find that funny. My mother-in-law didn't find that funny at that time, And a lot of people pulled out. People like Mr. Ibu and,
Harry B,
Emeka, Enyocha, and all that, they all pulled out because it's Chega, the Sigwe, and Co. They all pulled out. They said, no, this is a career-destroying movement, that they wouldn't want to be part of it. But the reason why I choose to support Asiwaju and most of us that followed him was because we saw him as a unifier. We saw him as someone who can come on board and unify the country. And again, we also knew that this is the first time a godfather is coming on board to become the
king.
the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Over the years, it has always been one godfather bringing in
Somebody
somebody
that they can control.
that they can control. If you look at Obasanjo, some people brought him in. If you look at Jonathan, Obasanjo brought him in. You look at Yaradua, late Yaradua, same thing happened. You look at Buhari, same thing. But this was actually the first time one man came in and defiled that. And changed the narratives. And then with his own money, he got in there. And then when we went to Asiwaju as a group, what convinced me more, me and my colleagues, Gentle Jack, Zakoji, Saidi Balogo, all of us that went there. Labista, you were among us, and Yola Badmos and all that. We all went there, and when we got in there, we spoke to Baba that day. And he said to us that God has blessed him and his family, and that he's not coming to become the president of Nigeria for anything but to change the narratives. He is coming in to rewrite the wrong. There is one thing I saw in him, and that I want to put straight here. People might be thinking that you are a corrupt man. People might be thinking that you are a thief. But if you look at the stories that we all heard in the Bible, you will know that those that later became great men of God, like Apostle Paul, was a killer of the men of God. So that goes to show that God can use anybody to change the nation. And that was my belief, because I believe that the man has come to work to change the narratives. And trust me, I don't care about what people are saying right now about the economy. I don't care about what people are talking right now about the economy, because I know there is a lot of gang ups that wants the man to fail by all means. Because if you look at all the calls that he's making right now, they are all bold steps.
Yes.
Do you understand?
That will see the nation to the next level.
See the nation to the next level. If you remember about the subsidy, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, the former minister, finance minister during Jonathan's regime, when she tried with Jonathan to remove the subsidy, her mother was kidnapped.
Yes.
Who were the people that kidnapped her mother?
People that were benefiting from the...
They kidnapped her mother on the condition that she should step down from that. And this man came in and took that bold step. Over 400 billion naira is being paid to these marketers every month to subsidize the fuel. That means they are borrowing the future of our children to pay this money. I know that it's not easy right now for anybody, including me.
Yes.
Including me, it is hard on me.
There's so much
outcry
out there.
But I believe in most of the decisions the man has taken. Look at the dollar. Yes, the dollar is rising. But we were paying $1.5 billion every month. Go and verify. To keep the dollar at 450.
Oh, yeah?
Do you understand? And the man said, no, we cannot continue to borrow to keep dollar at 150. Let's float the dollar. Let it be what it has to be. Then we can work together to bring it down.
And that's what is happening right now.
And that's what is happening. If you check before, most of the airlines, international airlines, were closing down. Why? Because when they sell the ticket at 450 federal government rates, for them to get their money from the central bank becomes a problem. Do you understand me? Now they are all coming back because dollar, when you sell, you get back your money, in as much as the fact that it's high. What we need to do is to work hard, think of what we can do as a nation to export things out of this country.
Manufacture and export.
Manufacture and export, instead of fighting the man who wants to do good, who has good intention. Okay, for instance, if Tinubu decide to pay this, borrow this money, and pay subsidy for everybody to buy fuel at even 100 naira. Is that going to take anything away from Tinubu?
It will not. So
If he decide to pay for dollar to even be 200 naira right now, I ask people, is that going to make Tinubu poor?
but what will be the future of the nation?
Oh, but what will be the future of the nation? That's what we should be thinking about. Let us forget about party. Let us forget about party. The party time is over.
Yes.
One person has emerged winner. Let the whole nation rally around this man. Let's work, support him and make sure
watch him
that
change
this
things.
country is changed for the good.
Thank you very much, Mr. Benedict Johnson.
Thank you
Thank you
very
for that clearance. Thank you. Viewers, you have heard it from Mr. Benedict. His support for the president of Nigeria was not a fluke. He was not paid no money. For those of you that think that some of us were paid money to support him, no. It is, as a matter of fact, from a personal perspective of what you think about the person that came out for the role of the presidency. Thank you, Mr. Benedict. Thank you very much. On the closing notes, please, can you just say one or two advices to the youths out there? Just throw a word of advice to the youths out there, especially those that intend to be like you, to be actors. Just say one or two advice to them out there.
Yeah, my advice to the youth of Nigeria is to never take the crime. Never take to crime. Whatever your heart tells you, whatever you dreamed of becoming, all you need to do is pray to God, work hard, be yourself, no matter how turbulence that you meet on the air, it will definitely clear off. Your plane will surely land and you will get to your destination if you believe. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The youth of Nigeria, you have heard it from Mr. Benedict. Turbulence always come. I remember sometimes when we fly from one state to the other, we usually experience this turbulence.
Yes.
And then sometimes we just hold on to the seats of the plane, But after a while, everything becomes calm, and then we touch down and get out of the flight successfully. And that is how it's going to be. So please, don't give up on the nation. Don't give up on yourself. And don't give up on Nollywood hardcore. Today is Benedict. Tomorrow is going to be another legend that's going to come your way to tell his own part of the story. Please stay with us. Benedict, before you leave, I have something for you.
Okay.
Usually, any guest that comes on my program, I make sure I give him a souvenir. We do not have a particular souvenir. Sometimes it could be this, but on your own case, this is what we have for you. This is a t-shirt from Nollywood Hardcore with Imala Bista. And then on the back here, we made sure that it belongs to you.
Thank you very much. This is beautiful.
So no matter who tries to wear it, the person will know that this is
Benedict
a property
J.
of Mr.
Thank
Benedict
you
Johnson.
very much. I appreciate this.
There you
This
go.
is wonderful. And I must commend you, Labista, for this wonderful idea
Thank you.
of bringing the legends to tell the untold stories.
Yes.
Because each and every one of us has got one or two
Story.
experiences,
Yes.
to share
Yes.
with people. And most of the legends that died with their
Stories. That is
So
true.
it is important what you are doing. I say kudos.
Thank you very much, Mr. Benedict. I appreciate you coming. All right, viewers. On a lighter note, this brings us to the end of today's episode, today's program on Nollywood Hardcore, the Legends Untold Story. I still you remain yours favorite. Someday I will tell you guys my own story. I am yours, Imala Bista, aka signing out. Thank you.